What's up, RC people? Back with an update on this FMS K-10. I love the truck, I love the looks of it. I don't so much love the functionality out of the box. So I went ahead and took it and did some upgrades to it. First upgrade we're going to talk about is the wheels and tires. I got some RC 4-wheel drive stamped steels in white, and I got some All-Stars or Injora Super Swampers. They're pretty sticky. They're fairly soft. I haven't broken them in very much yet, just took them for one run. So stock out of the box, the tires sit pretty far inside the fender wells and the truck sits pretty low. I didn't like that very much. I thought it looked kind of funny and kind of anemic or just unsubstantial. Now it's got a great stance. The wheels and tires come to the outside of the wheel wells. So I had to reposition the upper shock mount, and I moved it down about 1/2 inch on the front, and in the back it was up here, and I moved it back not quite straight up and down, but close. And I had to drill a hole through the frame here and drill a hole through the frame here. Use new screws and a couple spacers. And actually for the spacers, I just used wheel nuts from an SCX-24. Under the hood, we've got a new, stronger servo to push the bigger wheels and tires. In the back, I went ahead and threw the old tires and wheels in there to give a nice scale detail and a little more weight. When I repositioned the shocks, I went ahead and took the springs off. The springs in the front were very stiff and it would allow for no articulation. Now I have pretty decent articulation. I also removed the panhard bar from inside here, and now what that does is it allows for some bump steer, but the trade-off in the articulation of the suspension was well worth it. At low speeds, it really doesn't matter if you have a panhard bar, because bump steer really doesn't affect it that much when you're crawling at very low speeds. You can hear that servo, it's a lot stronger and gives it a much better turning radius. Let's check out the flex. The modulation on these trucks is pretty nice. FMS has a decent ESC that allows for decent modulation. As you can see, the truck articulates pretty well now. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is take it outside, give it a run on Cross Creek, and see if we've improved its capability.